here, and I have a very special guest with me, my sweet friend, Dr. Areli. We met at a Fruit Luck.
Yes.
Yes, you
Yes.
drove up for the Fruit Luck, and we hung out, and we became
Last year.
friends. Last year, yeah. So
Actually, it was
Yes.
July last year.
July last year,
Yes.
so yeah, a whole year.
Yeah, whole year.
It's our 1 year friendiversary.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I wanted to have her on here because she is a medical doctor.
I am.
She is. So I wanted to, introduce you guys to her because she's absolutely amazing. She's a raw vegan, and she's working in the medical industry. And I'll let you explain to them what you do.
All right. Well, yes, thank you, Lisa, for having me here. It's a great opportunity to, spread the message from a medical perspective, I guess. So my background is basically, I grew up in Mexico and I did medical school in Mexico. And when I was in medical school, I realized in my fifth year of career that we have 6 years, by the way. So my fifth year was the internship. And I realized that, okay, medicine is just something to keep up with diseases, but actually rarely, or in the minority of the times, you don't get like a lot of results if patients are not adherent to treatment. And it usually happens because they feel bad about medicine because it has side effects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I realized, I don't know what specialty to pursue because I don't want to feel like I'm not helping people. So I realized that early on, and that's why I choose pathology. Pathology is basically, I'm behind the scenes in the medical world. All the surgical specimens and autopsies and tissues and biopsies and fluids from the body, from patients, come to the lab, and I analyze them under the microscope, sometimes gross examination, macroscopic examination, and I make diagnosis. So I feel like that fit my interest. Like, okay, yeah, I'm kind of nerd. I like the mechanisms of disease, and it's called pathophysiology and stuff. So I just realized this is perfect for me because I'm not going to be treating patients with medications that I know that probably are not in their best interests. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that they're bad, but sometimes they're not necessary. People change their lifestyle. So that's my story, basically. I choose pathology, and then I decided to train in the U.S. again because I wanted to practice there. So I repeated pathology residency, but with more in depth, basically. And then, as everything in medicine, if you go into family medicine or internal medicine or gynecology, you have more options. So, like, for example, an internist or a hospitalist can choose cardiology and do extra training. So in pathology is not the exception. So I was a general pathologist, but then I was interested in the brain. So I became a neuropathologist.
Ah, cool. Neuropathologist.
So yeah, I did 2 years of training, and I got a job in the United Kingdom. I mean, strangely enough, I moved all over the Atlantic Ocean, and now I practice. I'm a consultant neuropathologist, and that's what I do. I look at brain biopsies coming from the ORs, from the theaters for the British, and I make diagnosis like, okay, this is a tumor, right? Or this is an infection. No, this is a demyelinating disease, things like that. And I do brain autopsies, and I like neuropathology is not only the brain but also the muscular system. So I got muscle biopsies, nerve biopsies. So it's kind of very subspecialized. But I discovered raw veganism along the way. In medical school, in my internship, I discovered vegetarianism for weight loss. Then I discovered veganism when I watched Earthlings after 5 years into vegetarianism. I decided to I went vegan overnight after watching the movie. So since 2013, no animal products, and then 2016 I tried high raw or raw until 4 kind of thing. And I was on and off with high raw until 4 for 2 years, 16 to 2018, until I finally, your body gets cleaner and cleaner.
Yeah.
And I just decided to to go fully raw, January 1st, 2018. Since then I've been in this path, and I love it.
Oh, I know, it's such a beautiful way of eating.
Yeah.
And not everybody can go overnight.
No.
Sometimes it's different for absolutely everybody. Everyone has
Right.
their story.
Yes.
So, what percentage of like tissues that you get have issues or cancer or whatever?
Wow. As a general pathologist, I get like everything. It could be infectious, it could be cancer, it could be traumatic, things like that. So in the general pathology world, I would say 50% is cancer, 50% is inflammatory.
Wow.
Yeah, inflammatory meaning a bug, a microbe is causing it, or an autoimmune disease is causing it. So it's inflammation, which in the natural hygiene is referred to a acidity or mucus.
Yeah, totally.
But in the medical world, or using medical terms of inflammation, so yeah. But in neuropathology, the percentages changes. So it's basically 60% tumors, and it's not the most common tumor in the world, but brain cancer is still there.
Yeah.
And then probably 40% will be neurodegeneration combined with inflammatory infectious.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's incredible how many people are affected
Yeah.
by something that could be diet prevented.
Yes,
So
definitely.
for you, how do you feel diet could help prevent?
You know, well, if we talk about raw veganism is by definition anti-inflammatory. And when you are not dealing with inflammation constantly, which is called chronic inflammation, even though we don't feel it, right? Let me just digress a little bit. There are two types of chronic inflammation, or there are two types of inflammation, acute and chronic. Acute is like, oh, you cut yourself right now, right? And it got infected, and then you have pus, and if you don't wash it and put like probably topical antibiotic, it will get bigger. So you have to limit it. That's acute inflammation. Or when you get a cold, that's acute inflammation. Chronic inflammation, on the contrary, is something that your body tolerates and you become used to it and you think is your normal. And the stimulus, the aggressor, keeps coming and coming, but the immune system is like trying to fight it constantly until we either overcome it or the disease or the insult affects us so much that alters our DNA and becomes a tumor. Most of the cancers come because of the result of chronic inflammation. Just to give you an example, lung cancer. I mean, smoking is a chronic inflammatory stimulus to the body, right? Yeah. So it's just the same. So this diet, how can we help to prevent this kind of diseases? Well, avoid inflammation. How? With an anti-inflammatory diet, and that's the less harmful diet, raw vegan, unaltered, pure, unprocessed, ready from the tree.
Yeah, exactly the way we were made to eat.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, veganism is great. Cooked vegan is good. I mean, you're not gonna die.
Yeah.
But it's sometimes you can cheat here and there with cooked vegan food, and the people that sell cooked vegan food, they make it tastier, and these companies do not have your best interests. I think they put extra salt, extra sugar, and extra fat. And extra colorants and extra additives to make it tastier, but it's an insult to your body.
Yeah.
Pro-inflammatory, for sure.
It's very interesting because the vegan companies have to compete with the animal products and the fast food, so they have to make it addictive. They have to make you want to choose the vegan junk food over the classic junk food. Right. And I'm with you on that. I'm on the fence with the vegan junk food because the ethical vegan side of me says it's great because animals aren't dying.
Yeah, which is great for transitioning.
Yeah, it's great for transitioning, but we're animals too.
Yes.
And if we are vegan, we want to treat this animal with
we should worry about
well.
all our fellow animal humans, right?
Yeah.
And some people say like, well, maybe we are digressing from how to prevent this, but everything is connected.
It's connected, yeah.
So we can go vegan for the animals, but let's include ourselves in the animal movement as well.
I agree. Yeah, we should be treating ourselves with the utmost respect.
Yes.
And working towards that. And it's hard because there's the social aspect and there's all of these other things. But when it comes to disease, I don't think anybody is getting their test results back from you saying, I'm so glad that I ate all that junk food most of my life, right? Because if they get a test result back from you and it's bad news. So how do you feel you can contribute to helping to change the way people eat? And
well, I became part of this plant-based doctors. I practice in the UK right now, so I'm part of the plant-based health professionals of the UK, and it's It's a small but growing organization of physicians, nurses, all the healthcare practitioners to disseminate the vegan message, the healthy vegan message.
Healthy vegan message.
Because we were discussing like all these companies that are making vegan processed food that they don't have interest, right? But if you're a healthy vegan with the majority of your fruit of your plate having fresh fruits and vegetables, and probably some cooked beans, who cares? There is debate like if it's inflammatory or not. But if you're a healthy vegan, you're gonna promote a healthy diet and sustain a healthy body. So I belonged to this organization, but I guess my how can I say, my mission is to make the medical community aware, even though the plant-based doctors movement is a small group, right? A small wave coming from the US and now in the UK as well, probably some Australian, I don't know. But we're still small. But on the top of that, even at the very top of the iceberg, we have the raw vegan doctors.
Yeah.
I think I'm one. I think there's another one, Dr. Brooke Goldner and Dr. Sarah Stancic, both heal autoimmune diseases with raw veganism, medical trained doctors. So I guess if my mission is to spread awareness to the public in general with my social media, but at the same time to make the medical doctors aware that raw veganism is not a crazy hype or hippie movement. It's not, and just inciting people to be more curious about this lifestyle and to make people aware that we are educated people eating this way. We're not just like doing an experiment, and that's I guess my mission, just to make more consciousness, to bring more awareness to the movement. I'm still figuring out my mind how to do it in a massive scale, but I got some social media accounts, so
you're doing pretty good. We are so blessed to have you in the movement, sharing your voice for everything. So
thank you.
Thank you. So let everybody know where they can find you.
They can find me in the major social media platforms. You can find me on Instagram. That's where I'm more active, but I'm trying to be more active on YouTube now. So it's Raw Vegan Doctor together. Raw Vegan Doctor on Instagram, Raw Vegan Doctor on YouTube. I also have a fan page on Facebook, which is basically repetition of Instagram, because many people don't have Instagram, so I repost on Facebook. Twitter, where if you want to learn more about my job, that's where I post more nerdy stuff.
Ooh, Twitter,
Raw Vegan Doctor, neuropathology combined with plant-based, basically. And what else I have? I think that's it. I am.
Those are the major ones.
The major ones.
Yeah. So
YouTube.
Go follow her on YouTube, Raw Vegan Doctor. Her name is Areli.
Areli.
And she's wonderful. So thank you guys so much. If you like this video, please click like. You can find me on Instagram as well. I'm most active. Raw Food Romance on Facebook. Lissa's Raw Food Romance, and sometimes on Snapchat, Lissa Raw Vegan. So, till the next video, guys.
Bye, guys.
Fruit on!